Thanks so much for joining us on the show today. I'm so excited to have Buddy Norris. Buddy has been an incredible supporter and advocate for songwriters for years. And he is the founder of Buddy's Place. And I believe, we'll find out more, but I believe he's been running that show literally since 2011. So, Buddy, I am so glad to have you here. You are an incredible legend in the Nashville songwriting scene.
Yeah,
So
right.
you're beloved.
Thanks
So
for having me. I appreciate it.
thank you for being here. I'm so curious. I have so many things I want to ask you, and let's
why
let's
we're here.
start. I know,
All
right?
right.
We'll have a long conversation.
Let's do it.
So, how did you get started with a love for music?
Oh, I grew up. I grew up in a big family down in Georgia, Macon, Georgia. Is where I grew up. My mom and dad were big music lovers. I have 4 older sisters, all music lovers. So I grew up music around all the time. The first concert I ever went to was Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty when I was in 2nd grade. My dad got me tickets.
Oh,
Loretta Lynn was my first favorite, my first autograph, everything. And he took me to see her in 1976, 77.
that's
But yeah, I
amazing.
just grew up with music. He was a big classic country music lover and singing in church all the time. And my sisters were all in the choir. And yeah, music's just been ingrained in my life
I love that.
from the
Okay,
start.
so I know that now you are not a singer, and
Mhm.
I don't believe.
I can carry a tune.
Okay,
I can sing when I need
awesome.
to. Yeah.
But you're not, your goal is not to be on stage
No,
in
no,
that
not
way,
at all.
right?
No.
And so did you ever play a musical instrument?
I took guitar lessons for 2 weeks, and it was the
Di-
most difficult. My brain doesn't work that way. The fingers and the strumming and trying to remember. I can't.
Yeah.
I think living in Nashville, something we take for granted because we see it so often.
Mhm.
We see people playing guitar everywhere, and it's not an easy. It is not an easy task, and I respect anybody who can play anything on a guitar. And my sister, the youngest of the 4, she gave piano lessons out of our house for a while when she was in college, and I took a few lessons from her, but that didn't go very
I
well.
was
It was
like,
like,
I don't know, taking from a
yeah,
sibling, that might go wrong from
yeah,
the
it was not
get-go.
yeah.
Oh my
We're still friends,
gosh.
though. We're good friends
I love that.
because I didn't do piano lessons with her.
There
So
you
yeah,
go. It's
yeah,
like when people teach their siblings or kids how to drive.
yeah.
I
Don't
think
do
it's
that.
like, no. Okay, so I love it because everybody's story is different with how they met music,
Right.
especially people who just love, and you love music.
I love.
So I'm going to throw in here too. Not
Okay.
only do you host, organize, I'm assuming do all the things for Buddy's Place,
Mhm.
you, I know, also volunteer at the Country Music Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I have. I've been a volunteer there for going on 14 years now. It's free parking downtown, so you gotta love that. But
I did
the
not know
pay
that.
is not so good. But they let the volunteers park for
Oh,
free.
the
So
volunteers park for,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
great.
No, not yeah. The
I know.
volunteers get to park for free, and but yeah, my family we used to come up here for vacation. Sarah, yeah, every 3 or 4 years we would come up here for a vacation, go to the Opryland amusement park that used to be out on Briley Parkway, and we went to CMA Fest, which used to be called Fanfare.
Yes.
Went to the original Country Music Hall of Fame, which is on Demumbrium, or used to be on Demumbrium in
I
that
did not
area.
know that.
Yes, it opened in 1967 out on Demumbrium and moved to its current spot in the early 2000s. So yeah, and
Okay, we're going to have a sidebar.
okay,
Say the street name again.
Demumbrium.
Thank you.
It's not Demon Brewing.
That is such a debate
Yeah.
with so many people I know.
You can tell when people are visiting, they
Uh-huh.
say, I'm right here on Demon Brewing and I'm trying to get over to Broadway. I'm like, yeah. First of all, it's
I love that.
Demumbrium. That's how I've always said it.
Well, and
That's
that's how I say it, because when I moved here like 5 years ago, and when
Okay.
when I saw it, I was like, how in the world
What is
do we
this
pronounce
word?
this street name? But then somebody said it and they go, oh, it's Demumbrian.
Yeah.
I say Demumbrian. Bruin.
Demumbrium.
Demumbrian.
That's what I was. Yeah.
But I don't run it fast enough. But I had somebody actually who was in town visiting who challenged me on it. They were like, that's not how you say that street. And I go, okay, Well, while you're
Okay.
here, why don't you go ask somebody that you're going to
Yeah.
believe?
Ask around. Find some
I
locals.
know,
Find some
right?
longtime locals and ask them. Yeah.
Yeah, so we've solved a world problem
Yes.
right here.
That's what we're here for.
See, we've done it. So we can go home
It's
now.
that easy. All right. Let's call it a day.
So I love that you were exposed to that much music. I was going to ask how you got to Nashville because
Yeah.
you grew up in Georgia. So tell me a little bit about, and I'm not going to assume. You just tell us
Okay. How I got to
how
Nashville.
you got to Nashville.
Wow. I went to college at Georgia Southern University
Okay.
down near Savannah. I've got a fine arts degree with an emphasis on graphic arts and logo design. But I was right ahead of the computer age. So after I graduated is when all the computer stuff came on board. So I actually struggled finding a job in my field and what I
Oh,
wanted to do. So I had odd jobs working around Macon. I helped manage a sandwich shop or worked there
mhm.
with a good friend of mine and worked at a printing press and Sir Speedy printers. But I got a job at my home church as a college and career director um, and office administrator, just helping out in the office. And I'll backtrack a little bit.
Okay.
I lost my mom after a long battle with cancer
Mm.
in 1990, and a really good friend of mine invited me to a concert that was in town. It was a touring a Christian music group called Truth, and they were doing a
Nice.
concert in Winter Robins, Georgia, right outside of Macon. And she said, "I think some great music will do you good." So I went to this
Oh.
concert, and I was just blown away by the people and the music,
Mhm.
and just started following them. They were a great touring group, had a big impact all over the
Mhm.
world, really.
Mhm.
And after I got on staff at my church, I said, "Hey, why don't we host this group of people that I really enjoy? Be a great bring a concert to our home church." And so we got that together, and I got to know that particular group of
Mhm.
the artists. They changed every 3 years. It's kind of
Oh,
a
okay.
rotating. People
Yep.
commit to like 3 years
Uh-huh.
and use it because it was did over 300 concerts a year. It was constant travel, and we
Wow.
had 21 people in a tour bus with eight bunks in it. But yeah, I getting ahead of myself. We hosted 2 concerts with that group, and I told them, I said, "If y'all ever have an opening, let me know because I'm ready to hit the road." And they actually called one day while I was at the office and said, "We have an opening. We want to bring on somebody to do merch and maybe sing when they needed a fourth guy at some festivals or some bigger things that they did."
Okay, I had no idea.
So yeah, I sold my car and I put everything that I owned in storage in one of my friends' unfinished garage space above her garage. Um, Threw away a bunch of junk. It was a good way to spring clean. And I
You
hit the road.
minimized.
Huh? I minimized
You did
big
the
time.
minimal
Yes,
before
I
it was a
did.
thing.
Yes, I did. And so I hit the road in 1998 and toured for 3 years. And our home office was in Franklin, Tennessee, just south of Nashville. And we were while we were on the road, our home office was here. We had some apartments that we stayed in 2 nights a week, just to have a little bit of a home base. But we were on the road 5 to 6 days a week,
Wow.
and
That's a lot.
yeah,
That's a,
it was a lot.
I
It was an
mean,
interesting time.
fun,
Yeah,
but tough schedule.
life changing in a way.
Yes. Yes.
Karen Fairchild from Little Big Town was
Mm-hmm.
in the group a couple of years before me. She toured
Wow.
there for years. Natalie Grant,
Mm-hmm.
members of New Song, a lot of artists have come out of
Kind of got their start.
yeah, got their start doing that. And but yeah, when I ended my tour, I thought, well, what am I going to do now? So
Mm.
I decided I've always loved music. I've always had a love for Nashville, just to be
Mm-hmm.
around it and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided to stay here. So I got off we were leasing a bus from Janet Jackson because our bus was in the shop. So we were all on this dirty tour bus, but our road manager said, "Well, what are you going to do? You don't have anything." I said, "Well, I got off the bus and had my bag and a pillow and a boom box and all my CDs, and I literally had nothing." And he said, "Well, why don't you take one of the mattresses off of this bus and you can sleep on that at least?" So I had a friend that I'd stayed on living room floor while I looked for a job, and got a $50 bicycle at Walmart. Found me a job, saved money, had 2 jobs at a video store and waiting tables, and then eventually got a job at EMI Music and found my job in the music industry. I had made it. So, yeah.
I love
Then I got
that.
laid off 4 years later, but that's okay. That's another story. It's about
Wow.
survival. So I
Yes.
did it. And
I'm so, I got to tell you. So here's what's fascinating to me. Well,
mhm,
thank you for sharing all that because
yeah,
I knew none of that. And
yeah.
I love knowing.
Life is a journey.
Mhm.
Everybody's got a story. Everybody's got, you know, things that get them or have gotten them to where they are now. So, yeah,
Crossroads.
yeah, Crossroads. That's true.
I
There
had to
you
work that
go.
in. Had to work that in.
That was good.
Okay, so first of all, I love that. I hate that you lost your mom.
Right.
I love how God used music to continue, trigger the healing.
Yeah.
Because music is so healing and it speaks to all of us in different ways, and it helps us remember big things in our lives. I mean, at the very basic, I think we're created for music,
Right.
to produce it, to love it, to enjoy it. So I love that kind of was your little, maybe a little tiny step in the process of, hey, buddy, that was hard, but look what I have. You didn't know it all.
Right.
You
Had
had
no
no
clue
idea what your
what I was
plan,
doing.
yeah, what his plan was. And then you get involved and you go and you learn. Like, I'm going to imagine 3 years on the road with that group, you
Mhm.
learned the music business in
Yeah.
so
It
many
was.
ways
It was learned a lot about myself,
and about yourself.
living with people in
Uh-huh.
close proximity.
Yeah.
I made some lifelong friends. You have to make lifelong friends when you're on a bus with that many people. But
Yes.
I learned about, I handle the merchandise, paying bills, ordering CDs and shipping product and just working with people. I did a product commercial, little funny skit during the concert to try to get people to the product table. I
Love
told people
that.
I don't I told people I was a stripper for Jesus because I wore I would put on all of the t-shirts we had at our merchandise table and take them off just to show people what we had. And then I'd have a little pink tube top with a T on it for
Oh my
truth. And then I'd
gosh.
run off the stage and run to the
That is
merchandise table.
hilarious.
But it's just try to get people. My job was to get people to the merchandise table to
Yeah.
take some music home after the concert. So
I love that. I
my big
love it.
showbiz break.
And the fact that you stuck it out, because that's another thing I admire around this town is watching how many people and we all have our discouraging days.
Yeah.
I've had a few lately it's weird
Mhm.
why and all the things. And I'm like, you've got to get a grip on this. And
Things
now
come in waves.
so
Life happens in
yeah,
waves. For sure.
exactly.
Very much.
So thank you for sharing that because you're
Yeah.
encouraging me, and I know you're going to encourage whoever's watching,
Appreciate
whether
that.
they want to be in the music industry or not. It's a testament to you fell in love with all the things about music, and
Mhm.
even when you weren't sure what that might turn out to be or look like,
Right.
you kept going.
Yeah.
And I just had this visual picture of you with your boombox and your pillow, and I
It was
just
literal.
seriously,
Walking
that's
down the
like,
street with boombox pillow and a mattress from a tour bus.
I mean, a lot of
I need to
people would
repay them.
cave under that. So
Yeah.
thank you for not. And now
It
you
was
get
an
to share that
adventure.
story.
I don't remember ever feeling a panic or what am I doing
Mm,
with my life? Or it was always an adventure, and I had a total peace about being here and just giving it a go and seeing what I could do and make a life for myself up here in a place I love and I made it. So yeah,
yes, you did. I love that.
the bills got paid.
There,
So yeah,
that's important.
sort of most of them.
Some of them.
Yeah.
Okay, so you go from that to how did Buddy's Place come about?
Yeah. Buddy's Place. Let's see. The story.
Because
I
I've heard people talk about the beginnings of Buddy's Place,
yeah.
and I've been a lot.
Cool. Thank
So,
you. Thanks for
yeah,
coming.
you're welcome.
Because we
I
can't
love
do it without people there.
I
That's what
know.
it comes down to. It's about supporting songwriters, and we can't do it without
Yeah.
music lovers coming to help us do that. And yeah,
And I had friends bring me in. They go, "You got to come. We're going to Buddy's place at Chiefs. I've been going to Chiefs,
yeah, you've got
and I'm
great
like,
friends.
okay." And so that's what I want to know. The heart. I want to know how you got to there.
Okay.
How that happened.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready. Bring
It's
it.
an unplanned story because, like I got off the bus. I had no idea what I was doing. This is what's happened with Buddy's Place. I did the half marathon in 2006 with a couple of friends of mine. We survived it.
I'm
We were the
impressed.
last people as we were ending the half marathon. The sheriff's truck and the trash truck was
No.
literally behind us, going, "Come on, you could do it!" But we finished it, and so we went to celebrate that night. And our waiter was a horrible waiter. I've told this story so many times, and I feel bad if he ever hears any of this. But a horrible waiter, but he became a really good friend through conversation. Found out that he was a singer-songwriter,
Uh-huh.
and he was working, waiting tables, trying to make ends meet and pay his bills while he was pursuing his dream. And I had no idea about the singer-songwriter world. I had
Uh-huh.
always loved music, but I didn't think about who was writing the music, who was creating all that. And so just through conversation, learned about the songwriter world. He invited me to a lot of his shows around town, the Bluebird Cafe, the Douglas Corner Cafe, which used to be on 8th Avenue, um, the original listening room, which is down here in Franklin. That's where it started originally.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was at
Okay.
5 Points in Franklin. And
Interesting.
then it moved to Cummings Station. Then it moved to Second Avenue. Then it moved to where it is now. So it's had some great locations as they've grown.
Yes.
But yeah, Jesse Terry invited me to a lot of shows, and I started meeting a lot of his friends who were playing shows with him, and just admired them because they were all working odd jobs,
Mhm.
trying to pay their bills and just surviving here. And so I thought, how can I find a way to just show them some support besides going to their shows? So a friend of mine told me they'd heard about house concerts, and I'm like, well, that's an interesting concept.
Mhm.
So in January of 2011, I had 24 of my friends came to my townhome out in Owensville. They paid a little cover charge and had some finger food and drinks for everybody. And 3 of my friends came with their guitars and sat on some stools in my living room, about this size, and
Mhm.
little narrow townhome, and played for about 2 hours, shared stories and songs behind their music. It was Jesse Terry, a guy named Charlie Worsham, who has now
Oh,
gone
yeah.
on to win ACM awards and CMA
Yep.
awards, has um, had some big hits or songs recorded by some big artists. And then Paul Sykes, who's
Mhm.
had 3 number ones, and
Mhm.
since then has had some great success as a songwriter and a producer. But at that time, they were going for their dreams. And Kelsey Ballerini was there. She was 17 years old and had just moved here, and came with a friend of hers, and sat on
Wow.
the steps and watched the show. And she sang at our second show. And the second show was unplanned because my friends loved the first show so much. They said, "Let's do that again." And I was like, "Y'all want to do it again? Sure." So um, we did a second show, and it kept growing. We started doing every quarter, then we started doing every other month, and then we grew into a monthly thing. So um, it just word of mouth. Friends
That
were
is
coming, but then
amazing. And this is still all in your townhome,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Okay.
friends started
Mhm.
bringing friends and all this stuff. So it was fun. It was my music outlet because I got laid off from my music job at EMI after about 4 years. So had to find a day job. And so, this was a way to get back
Mhm.
into my dream of being a part of the music world in some way. And um, so in 2015, I volunteered at the CMA Fest and met a friend another fellow music lover, and she started coming to some of my shows at the townhome. And she came to me one day and said, "Hey, I had a dream last night about a music venue called Buddy's Place." I'm like, "Oh, that's a cool name. I like that."
What?
Yeah, she had a
Oh my
literal
gosh,
dream
love it.
about a music venue. It was set up like a living room, very casual, um, small setting, intimate setting with lamps and chairs and all this stuff. And she said, I talked to my husband. He's all, supporting me and supporting you, but I want to start a partnership with you and help you take this to the next level. So in 2016, we signed an LLC and designed a website. A logo was designed, T-shirts and
Love
merchandise.
your logo.
Yeah, thank you very much. I like it too. I think it's
Uh-huh.
cool.
Uh-huh.
I'm proud of it, and
Yeah.
it's But yeah, we started just people started ordering T-shirts and toboggans and koozies and all this stuff, and our shows were selling out. Our 40 to 50 people in the townhome, and not a big crowd, but it was fun.
Mhm.
And we started doing shows around town and other places. Some other people opened their homes, or some apartment complexes wanted to host shows in their um,
Oh, like their club
the
room or
clubhouses
something?
at the
Yeah.
apartment
Love that.
complexes. We did some food truck festivals, some restaurant openings. So it was a way to get our name out there
Mhm.
and support more songwriters in a bigger capacity, um, a bigger crowd and stuff. And we were going great. And in 2020, we had a pandemic. Do you remember that?
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
yes.
So that was where the big change came for us. But the pandemic turned out to actually be a big blessing for us because um, in March of 2020, we had a
Mhm.
show that was sold out at the townhome. But that's when they started
Oh, shutting things down.
yeah, they banned
Yeah. Oh,
group gatherings and stuff, so
yes.
we couldn't
Yes.
do an
Mm.
in-person show. So we tried to do a live stream on Facebook, and it was just a train wreck. The
Oh no,
sound was bad
I'm
and the
sorry.
connections were bad, but our supporters were there
That's
100%, and
awesome.
we had a tip jar set up with a Venmo
Uh-huh.
QR code, so they were able to tip the artists while they played. Everybody had social distance, and nobody wore shoes, and a lot of hand sanitizer around the
Uh-huh.
room. But
Uh-huh.
that just wasn't going to work for us. So
Yeah.
we called off doing shows in April and didn't know where we were going to go. And then a friend of mine who was coming to the shows regularly, and she owned a Airbnb horse rescue ranch south of Nashville in Murfreesboro, in a little community called Las Casas. And she had a gigantic open air barn setting with a stage. And so in July, she said, "Come out here. We can do some shows socially distanced." And so
Oh, I love that answer to
yeah.
it.
So
Oh,
she basically saved Buddy's place because we moved out there in July of 2020, had 80 people come. They had their own chairs and wore their
mhm.
mask, and we put X's on the floor with blue tape, and everybody sat 6 feet apart. But the music continued. We had
Mm.
three of those songwriters come. Paul Seitz came back for that special event, and two more songwriters, and the people loved it. So we started doing it every month, and we were out there for 5 years at the Cedar Springs Ranch. Our attendance tripled. People from all over the community were coming, from Smyrna and Murfreesboro. People from Nashville were driving.
Mm.
It's pretty incredible. It's
Mhm.
cool to see. Now, I used to know everybody that came to the shows at the house. It was
Yeah.
only so many people, but it was fun to see people coming that I didn't know. That means
Mhm.
word was getting out, and that meant more support for our songwriters. We were able to support them in a bigger way. Um, so we just kept continuing out there. We had Christmas shows every year with snacks and prizes and
I'm sorry I
presents for
wasn't
people.
here in
I
time to
know, it was
get
so fun.
there.
We had
That sounds great.
propane heaters around to keep everybody warm in the wintertime. It was great. It was a fantastic season for us. And
So
uh,
now you're at Chiefs.
yeah, we
So how did you get from I love the concept of the
yeah,
outdoors
it
and
was a very special place.
yeah.
Crickets and frogs chirping in the background.
Oh.
A mariachi band at the neighbors sometimes when they got wild and crazy. Could hear them in the distance,
That's so
so our folks had to play
fun.
louder. But it was really fun. Just a real community out there, a special place. But we got to our 100th show in 2024. No, 2023.
Wow.
We had our 100th show at a very special place, the Woolworth Theater on Fifth
Yes.
Avenue down in Nashville, historic place.
I
Um,
love that place.
but yeah, we had a big show. 25 of our alumni came. We had a house band. We had a capacity crowd. Sold out the night. Big production with videos and all this stuff. And Eric Church's people heard about it from somewhere, and they came to the show just and to watch. And they started coming to our shows at the ranch after that and following us. So in the fall of 2023, I got a call from them. They said, "Hey, we are here with Eric Church's venue that's coming to Broadway next year, and we love what you're doing. Uh, our venue, Chiefs on Broadway, is all about original music. They want to bring original music back to Broadway, and that's why Eric Church actually started it. He wanted to bring original music, support the people who make it, and that was his vision. So blew my mind, but we got a call that they wanted us to start a monthly residency at Chiefs. And so I had a meeting at Brown's Diner with
Oh.
the booking agent there, and
Uh-huh.
he told me all about it, and I was like, let's do it. So, and it was actually perfect timing. And the Shirley, who owned the ranch, Cedar Springs Ranch, was selling the property. She wanted to move back home to where her kids and grandkids were
Mhm.
and be with them, which I don't blame her one bit. But so she sold the property in April of 2024, and that's the same month that our residency started at Chiefs.
Wow.
So that's not a mistake. That's God's
No.
timing, and so it's been really cool to watch that journey. Just being a part of it, to step back and watch it,
Mhm.
has been really neat. And Chiefs, we're doing our shows every month in the Neon Steeple, which is a literal concert venue housed in the middle of the venue. So when you get there, you don't feel like you're on Broadway. It's a quiet listening room. Our shows are the same as they used to be. They're very engaged, a quiet, attentive, all ages show, and we're proud. We're proud to be the only all ages show on Broadway, because a lot of, volunteering at the Hall of Fame, I see a lot of families come to town and they're looking for a place to hear live music, and the honky tonks are not kid friendly. So,
No, no.
so I'm really excited that we have a place to offer families to come hear live music. Um, right there, if they want a Broadway experience, we're an alternative to the bar scene and the honky tonks, a place where they can bring their family here, hear some great music in a great setting that's family friendly. And I'm
It's
very thankful for Chiefs. It's a great staff and crew, and they support us 100%. And it's been a really cool experience. So we're continuing our residency now. So
okay,
that's where we
good.
are.
I was going to ask it. Well, and I want to give a shout out to them because the Neon Steeple is amazing.
Yeah,
And when
it's a great
I
sounding room.
if people
But,
haven't been there, locals and friends of mine, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to Chief. They're like, I don't go to Broadway. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
but you got to try this because it's so different because those two floors are ticketed.
yeah.
So you can't get
Reserve
in it.
seating tickets.
You
Yeah,
walk through the loud bar, but then you get to that and it's like this little sanctuary on
yeah.
Broadway,
It doesn't feel
actually.
like Broadway.
It
It's
doesn't at all. And I love what they've done. It's just a perfect setting for what you're trying to do with Buddy's Place, I think. It's
yeah,
just such a it has if you just feel I don't know. I feel like the history of music and the sacredness and the fun and like all of it rolled into one.
yeah,
And I'm so happy that you're going to continue. That's what I was going to say as
yeah.
we wrap up. What's coming up this summer for Buddy's Place? So
All
you're still
right.
in residency.
Yes, we
Okay.
are doing our monthly residency right now. We are booked through the end of the year. So we've got all the dates. I'm already booking into the fall now. I've got our summer shows booked. Um,
Nice.
our first show of the summer, is it okay to share those dates? All
Absolutely.
right, May the 26th, that's coming up, but I know we're taping now. But anyway,
Yeah.
summer shows, we have one on June the 16th with a great lineup. Janelle Arthur, who was a finalist on American Idols. She's been on the Grand Ole Opry a ton. duets with Dolly Parton and Vince Gill, and she's got a great career in country duo Smithfield and Chuck Wicks, who won
Mhm.
Dancing with the Stars, but he's a great singer songwriter as well, and has his own radio show and stuff. But he's an actor, but he's really funny. But in July 14th, we have Clark Beckham, who was a finalist on American Idol. Kaylee Bishop, she's a powerhouse singer here in Nashville, and Fraser Churchill got a Grammy Award with Michael Bublé for a song he wrote, and a lot of. So I'm proud of our list of artists because it's not all country music, but it's all good music. I'm very particular about who I bring in. It's always just been music that I like and people who I have become friends with, and just a way to support them. So I'm excited to continue that. August 25th, we have Lauren Massetti, great artist in town. She was on American Idol in 2020. And let's see, Adam Hambrick had 3 number ones, and Walker County, a sister duo who just incredible talent. They all bring a lot of energy. So, yeah, we got a fun summer ahead. Great summer season, and a great fall. It's just great music.
I'm
I
excited.
encourage
It is.
everybody to come every month. I wish I could convey how much fun it is once you get there and get through Broadway and get through the noise. It's a great place to hear music, and I hope Nashville will quit alienating locals by the horrendous parking prices and stuff like that, and make it more friendly for the locals to come and be more engaged and be a part of downtown. So
Amen.
yeah,
Because you
I
can
didn't mean to
park.
preach, but
No,
it's
you can
like,
park right around the corner. There's a parking garage because my friends and I do park around the corner and we
Mhm.
walk. We don't even walk a block
That's great.
to get there.
Yeah.
But you're right. Parking prices,
Yeah.
it's silly. And
You seek out. You can find some good spots around, but you gotta.
then you got to fight the crowds. So
Yeah.
I love that. I want to give a shout out too to Chiefs and to Buddy's Place
Mhm.
for the ease with which you can get there and have some great music. And every time I've gone, it's amazing music. So thank you for the people that you bring together. Thank you for
Appreciate
your
that.
support
Thank
for
you
that
for your
whole
support.
community. Man,
It's
you're
been fun.
amazing.
It's a fun journey. I'm very thankful. I call it one of life's unexpected blessings because it wasn't planned, but it's just been so much fun, and music is my happy place. So I'm thankful to get to do what I do, and it's a joy. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, and but it's a fun job. It's a fun place. So yeah,
Thank you for sharing your joy.
thank you.
Great
Thank-
having you here.
Thank you. Yeah, I've enjoyed sharing the story with you. It's been fun.
Great to be here.
Yeah. We are winners.